Art Global Project is a chronicle of triumphal performances of Kazakh soloists at the world's best venues. The soloists and singers present the achievements of the modern national culture in the best traditions of classical and traditional art. This time, we will tell about the tours of Bakhytzhan Baykadamov State Chapel Choir, which is one of the oldest musical teams in the country. Mumbai, India. The tour of Bakhytzhan Baykadamov State Chapel Choir took place as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's Identity State program and with the support of the Ministry of Culture and Sports. The talented masters of choral singers faced many challenges, although it is the integral part of the life of each musician before they started their career and received standing ovations. A true nomad sings his favorite song to lift his spirits up. Now you can see how soloists are breathing and singing while waiting between flights. Mumbai. It is a city of contrasts, probably more than any other cities in the world. The great and amazing Bombay saw different eras but preserved its national identity. A new and huge surge of worldwide interest came to Mumbai after the release of the best-selling book Shantaram, written by Australian writer Gregory David Roberts. Approximately 20 million people live in this city. It is full of odd contrasts, the brilliance of billionaires and the darkness of the slums. Marina Key Drive stretches along the coast of the Arabian Sea for 4.5 kilometers. Both Mumbai residents and tourists love to spend time here. In the evening, the lights of lanterns and houses are framed by dark waters with a shining arc. Hence, its unofficial name is the Queen's Necklace. But this place also has another characteristics. If you walk straight to the north towards the end, another world awaits you, the world of art and music. Famous Kazakh musicians went this way and opened a new page in their history. The basis of the cultural landscape of Mumbai is the National Center for the Performing Arts. It hosts theatrical performances, exhibitions of paintings, and concerts. Overall, it organizes more than 500 events a year. In addition, the center has the first and only professional orchestra in the country, the Symphony Orchestra of India. The founder and music director of the orchestra is from Kazakhstan. Our wonderful musician and violinist Marat Bisingaliev helped to organize a wonderful symphony orchestra in India. Classical music was not widespread in India. A college was organized here and a large number of our musicians work, live and conduct lectures here. The collaboration of the Center for the Performing Arts with the Kazakh State Choir started successfully in 2009 and continued in 2012. The performance of the renowned music band will take place at the Jamshed Tata Theatre. The Choir and Symphony Orchestra of India performed two works by the great German composer Ludwig van Beethoven, Fantasia for piano, choir and orchestra, and the everlasting Ninth Symphony to the local public. Now the rehearsals are taking place. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony is not an easy composition to perform. Not only in vocal and technical terms, its performance is complicated by the presentation of the German text, Schiller's Ode to Joy. Associate Music Director of Symphony Orchestra of India, Zain Dalal, interrupted the rehearsal of the Kazakh musicians. Dalal worked as a conductor for many years. After a warm greeting, the maestro gave several recommendations and spoke to the soloists.
The voices are wonderful, they are mature, but in this piece, Beethoven has something to say through the words of Schiller, the poem. And German is a difficult language to sing. It is not open and doesn't allow for the romantic sound. So you have to do a little spitting. Zeitumschlungen Millionen Welt, for it to be heard. And this moment, singers sometimes forget that they have a message in the music. And this message of brotherhood, which is so important to Beethoven, at a time when he is losing his melody and has deafness, so that it's the pulse that is left to him. That in this moment the choir also becomes this machinery of pulse while they give this poem. And so this is what I was trying to say.
Это был дирижер из...
It was Zain Dalal, a conductor from India. He lives in the US. We worked with him for a long time. He also came to Almaty twice. He gave concerts with a choir. Our relations are fruitful. He came here as a conductor to give us instructions and recommendations. He is in charge. This is quite normal. We call it a good creative collaboration. Beimbet Demeuov is artistic director and chief conductor of the Bakhytzhan Baykadamov choir. This year marks the 80th anniversary of one of the oldest musical groups in Kazakhstan. Laureate of all union competitions of the State Choir Chapel, became part of the Jambil State Philharmonic Society in the 1930s, presenting at first a small mixed choir led by composer Dmitry Matsusin.
To
tell the truth, the repertoire of the choir includes more than 8,000 compositions, including foreign and Russian music, music from different countries and different nationalities. We performed in different languages. Maybe we are polyglots, in the sense only in the musical industry. Despite the extensive world repertoire, the soloists very often perform the most beloved works in their native Kazakh language. The soloist is performing the famous song written by Sakyen Seyfulin. This is the favorite work of Farhad Kubiev, who is one of the youngest soloists of the choir. I joined this team for the first time in 2013, and I work here to this day. Prior to that, I graduated from the Kurmangazi National Conservatory with a vocal degree. Our band has a long history. Many honored performers performed in this group. They have made a huge contribution to the creative heritage of the choir. We also follow the traditions of those great musicians. In addition to young soloists, the group has an older generation of musicians. They have worked in this group their entire musical career and witnessed the development of Kazakhstan's musical culture over the past decades. We achieved a lot over the years of independence. This is quite obvious. I remember when we entered the conservatory at the end of 1990s and the beginning of the 2000s. There was a few students. And now, as far as I know, more and more young people apply to the music conservatory. The youth is interested in music education. This is a positive trend. Oleg has been working in the chapel since his first year of study at the conservatory for 18 years now. Recently we had a concert. The hall was almost full. We are very grateful that the audience likes our performances. The choral art is quite complex and aims for a more sophisticated audience. For example, we have more popular genre as folk music. We have many arrangements of folk songs, including Kazakh and Russian songs. We even have such a repertoire dedicated to all the countries of the former Soviet Union. We also have more complex choral music. It includes the works created by Sviridov, Kalinikov, Gavrilin, and many other musicians. Although the music is very beautiful, the people need to be prepared for such concerts and have background information about this genre. Here is what we are trying to do. All our work is to promote all kinds of music. Khalima Kalieva is also one of the oldest representatives of the chapel. She has a 20 years experience of working in this choir. During this time, the group managed to go on tour in a number of countries, including the US, China, India, and England. Well, I can definitely say that everywhere we go, the public gave us a warm welcome. Of course, we never expect that the audience will receive us warmly, but we were always amazed to see their reactions and applauses. First of all, our own national music is very interesting for them because we performed many various choral arrangements of Kazakh songs in these countries, and I think the music adaptation of folk songs is a good trend. The choir performed on stage only with a handful of chapel soloists during their first visit to Mumbai 10 years ago, but now they have collaborations with local choirs.
Для хора это большой опыт, очень опыт.
This is a great experience for the choir, and the most pleasant thing is that choral art develops in India. Earlier, we knew a small number of soloists from the Indian choir. Now, the new choral groups were formed and they constantly give concerts nationwide. We also have a male choir from the Bangalore School of Music. They performed with us. They have a local choir from Mumbai and the university choir from Goa who perform here.
Университетский хор Гоа выступает здесь.
All in all, 120 choir members gathered on the stage of the National Center for the Performing Arts.
And 3 years ago, I decided to start the choir of my own, and that is now the Bangalore Men. And we have been performing quite a lot for these past 3 years. We have done over 50 concerts in 3 years, and we focus only on the Western classical repertoire. It's fantastic to work with the Kazakh State Capella because you can really feel that these professional singers have so much experience and we have so much to learn. So I think it's a great opportunity for us as amateur singers, which we really are in comparison, to work with a professional choir. The sound that they are making is quite amazing. It's fantastic to listen to. And it's a pleasure to work together, and I hope that maybe someday in the future we can collaborate again.
At the conductor's stand is Martin Brabants, the renowned British conductor and the head of the English National Opera. The maestro had an important task: to unite the sound of 3 different choral groups and the Symphony Orchestra of India into a single aesthetics. I love rehearsing, I love music, I love conducting, I love working with people, and today we have the opportunity to work with such an international group. This happens very rare. A choir from Kazakhstan, Bangalore, Mumbai orchestras, 18 different nationalities, which is a great confirmation of the idea that music has a real international language.
It's wonderful to be here because I was in the choir of the Beethoven 9th when it was performed years ago, 15 years ago, and now I'm here as a soloist. And it's wonderful to sort of work with such accomplished musicians, Martin, Sophie, Catherine, Neil, and the choir sounding fantastic. I mean, it's a wonderful experience.
Full auditorium in anticipation. People love the 9th Symphony regardless of the time and place of its performance. The exciting performance of the soloists added some excitement to the phenomenal work. The performance received a storm of applause from the grateful Indian public.
The sentiment in the Beethoven's 9 is about wishing that all men are brothers, and to see so many nationalities together is wonderful. Specifically about the choir, we were all incredibly impressed by the power of the choir, of course, and the enthusiasm, and those top notes which were just magnificent and often are not able to be sung so well.
The concert is over, but applauses are always there when charming melodies are performed. The choir has completed its performance in India, but finally, before the long journey home under the stars of Mumbai, a beautiful song of the country of the Great Steppe was performed.